Good evening to all of you. My name is Yolanda. I am Claretian missionary sister, and I'm connecting with you from Rome, where I am in my community, which mission is of coordination of the life and mission of the Claretian missionary sister all over the world. I am from Poland, and I have been here in the community for about 20 years already. I'm joining you in this celebration of 500 years of the evangelization of Philippines, and in this occasion I know that all these organizations which goal is to support mission are willing to celebrate the anniversary with 500 gifts. Recalling back the history, I am surprised to find out that one of the first records of the presence of the church in Philippines, in the islands, is the celebration of the Eucharist. The celebration of the Eucharist held on Easter in March 1521. I was surprised to discover it because as it happened to the first Christian communities, we can say that the presence of the church, that the spreading of the good news in the islands is directly connected to the mystery and to the experience of the risen Lord. And so the church, so the religious life is doing something, is realizing their mission because of the experience of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We are not just social workers or just good doers, but we are missionaries. And in our congregation, as apostolic congregation, it is also stated in our documents that we, Claretian sisters, we continue the mission of Jesus Christ and we share in his mission as the apostles did and in union with the church. And again, going back to the history, you have probably studied it and reflected upon. For me, it was beautiful to discover that soon after the first presence of the church, the formal community established in Philippines was just of 5 members, 5 Augustinians who came and started from Cebu. They spread the good news, the witness of the gospel throughout the island. So the history of the consecrated life in Philippines is united from the very beginnings to the history of the missionary church. Yes, the presence of the religious, of the consecrated life is essential in the mystery of the church. The community of the church, every local church enjoys the presence of the diversity of charisms, and not because of the variety of services we perform, but because we are expression of the creativity, of the riches of the Holy Spirit who enkindles in his faithful various gifts and various ways of reading the gospel. And that's why in every place of the world where the church is, their religious life, consecrated life is present. And the care for the vocations, the care for the formation of the sisters, the care for their mission is a responsibility of the whole church, because we are part of her. We are part of this communion. So it is very nice to see how different vocations, lay people, diocesan priests, bishops, are all united to promote the culture of vocations and to promote the openness among the faithful, to welcome, to support, to sustain the religious life for their mission. But we can also say that from our part, from the religious life, our quality of living, our quality of service and of the witness to the gospel is a riches for the church. And we sisters, brothers, other consecrated people, we are also responsible for the growth of the church and for the growth of our vocation and of our service. So, as we see, it is a mutual responsibility, it is a mutual support we render to one another in making develop the church where we are. And what does it mean to be responsible for the development of the religious life? Are you feeling this? That you all, whoever you are also responsible for the development of the religious life? Yes, each one of us, as faithful, as Christian, we have received the gift of faith and of the baptism as a gift to develop. And from the beginning, from the childhood itself, our growth in faith, our development of the commitment in the church is a fruit of mutual support, of the interdependence and of the self-giving from one to another. So being responsible means this: welcome the interconnectivity, interdependence, and it means that we can contribute in their development. Now, the responsibility for the developing vocation, commitment in the mission, growing in the witness to the gospel, to the presence of Jesus Christ in the church, is a fruit of process also, of formation. When I joined the congregation, I was just moved by the wisdom and the joy of the gospel, and I wanted to bring it to others. It was a very enthusiastic experience of mine. But when I joined the congregation, I discovered that in order to really be witness of the gospel in the church, to give support for the community of the church, I would need to undergo certain process of preparation, grounding my vocation, grounding my knowledge of the history of the church, of the theology, of the reading of the gospel. If I want to be a catechist, I need also some pedagogical skills. And it took time, and it took resources. It took community to support me and to support mutually one another. And so my sisters, each one, by discovering her talents, her personal gifts and charism, they have been also undergoing their processes of formation in order to give qualified service in the church. So these processes are nourished by the community, by the tradition of the wisdom of each congregation, of each community, but also they are supported by concrete means which are coming from different sources, from our work, from our commitment and services, and also of those who are of goodwill and they are supporting us. So are we aware that this contribution for the formation, for the development of the vocations in the church is very important for the continuation of the apostolic mission of the church today? Yes, I think so. We are aware of, and that's why we are here, because we are also today enjoying the gifts we were given. We received it for free, and we are called to offer them also for free. And because our life is in continuous development and the calls of the church are ever new, and the transformation of the society is always calling us with new insights, with new demands, our attentiveness to our personal formation, to our ongoing updating is essential, so that our dialogue with the culture, our dialogue with the life of others, our dialogue with other religions will be full of witness of love of God, and also will be full of good preparation. So thank you for this contribution each one of you gives, especially with love and prayer, asking the Lord, who is the only giver of graces and vocation, to enkindle in the hearts of young people the desire to serve humanity, to serve God. And thank you also for any other support we enjoy mutually. Thank you. May God bless you and be always your heart full of hope.